Okay guys, so welcome to Vlogmas day 15. So today I'm going to be just doing my favorite Christmas movies. So I have watched a lot of Christmas movies in my 26 years, and I've watched a lot of good ones, some not so good ones, and I want to share my favorite ones with you and do a little ranking from 1 to 10. So we're going to start off with number 10. So number 10 on my I got 10 favorite movies. So number 10 on my lineup that we're gonna be talking about first will be The Grinch. So The Grinch is this character. Okay, so if you haven't seen the movie, which is crazy if you haven't, but no offense if you have not seen the movie, it's been out for a long time. The Grinch is this character. Okay, let me see how Google describes it. Okay, they describe the Grinch as a green, furry, pot-bellied, pear-shaped, snub-nosed humanoid creature with a cat-like face and a cynical personality. So that's how they describe the Grinch. And then the plot follows the Grinch and his pet dog Max, who plan to stop Whoville's Christmas celebration by stealing all the town's decorations and gifts. So the Grinch apparently has, like, you know, a small heart, and he doesn't have like any regard for anybody. He just wants to steal all the presents because of how he was treated when he was younger. He wants to be a Grinch towards everybody who loves Christmas or is excited about presents or Christmas or anything of the such. So I love the movie. I would say I never watched the cartoon version, but I watched the human version, and it actually kind of like made me a little scared at nighttime. I mean, I had kind of nightmares about the Grinch because it was so realistic and real, so it kind of scared me, but I still like the movie. I like the nice points. Like, I love cheery movies that bring a lot of joy, that make me smile, that make me feel all warm on the inside. I love those type of movies. So I love The Grinch, and it's my number 10 on my list. Okay, so next we're moving on to number 9. My number 9 is this movie called Jack Frost, and it's one of the claymation movies. Now, I love the claymation movies. I know they were made in like the 1970s or around that area, and I was born in 1997. I don't care. I love those movies because it just so, like, they're so whimsical, and they put so much effort into the little clay. They're just so cute, and I love how they move, and they're really made of clay, and they're really good at movies, and they put a lot of detail in them. They bring me joy every Christmas season. So I really love looking at those movies. I look forward to looking at those movies, and any type of claymation thing, I love that. So Jack Frost, let's see how Google describes it. Jack Frost, the groundhog tells a story of how, for once, Jack Frost became human and helped the knight win his lady love. So that's a better summary. Storyline: Jack Frost ushers in winter every year, but he is upset that he is unable to interact with humans since they cannot see him. When he falls in love with the young peasant woman Alyssa, he requests to be made human, and his superior father Winter, who agrees to make him permanently human as long as he has his house, horse, bag of gold, and a wife by the beginning of spring. When Jack arrives in town, is introduced to Alyssa and her family, he learns they are oppressed by a greedy Cossack who has eyes on the peasant's income and Alyssa, and Jack must also contend with Alyssa's childhood sweetheart, Sir Revenant, where he decides to remain human in the end. So yeah, let's move on to number 8. So number 8 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the claymation one. Oh my gosh, I love reindeer and I love Rudolph. So let's see what they say about that one. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, a young reindeer. Rudolph lives at the North Pole. His father is one of the Santa's reindeer and is expected that Rudolph will eventually be one too. However, he has a feature which is a setback and causes him to be ostracized, his red nose. So I love that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I do love that movie. I love all the claymation movies that like they bring joy to my heart every Christmas season. So I love that. And number 7 will be, okay, moving on to number 7. So number 7 on my list would be Mistletoe. So Mistletoe is starring one of my favorite actresses, Tia Mowry. So I love her, and I always have since Sister. She basically wants to be a part of this singing group. She can sing, she's practiced as much as she could, but this group is like elite. They only let certain people into this group, and she is qualified for the group, but the leader is jealous of her. So instead of letting her in, she ostracizes her. She makes her feel like she's not good enough to be in the group when she's more than qualified. She just doesn't want to be upstaged by how good she sings. So basically, she makes her own group, and they go up against this group called the Bells. I think it's called the Bells. The Bellas. Let's see. Holly is her name in the movie. Holly is all set to audition for the newly vacated spot in a local Christmas group founded by her late mother. When the slot goes to the best friend of the group's leader, Marcy, Holly sets out to create her own musical group, the Mistletoes. So it's a really good movie, and Tia can really sing, and it's a really good movie. It'll make you smile a lot, and I think it's a good movie. It's a lot of singing, but I love singing movies. I love musicals, so if you're into that kind of thing, it's a lot of songs, so it'll bring a lot of joy to your heart. Mistletoes. My number 6 on my list is The Year Without a Santa Claus. It was a year without a Santa Claus. Okay, so a year without a Santa Claus. The Year Without a Santa Claus. Feeling forgotten by the children of the world, old Saint Nick decides to skip his gift-giving journey and take a vacation. Mrs. Claus and 2 spunky little elves, Jingle and Jangle, set out to see where all the season's cheer has disappeared. Aided by a magical snowfall, they reawaken the spirit of Christmas in children's hearts and put Santa back in action. So it's a really cute movie. It's a good movie for kids and even adults. I'm 26 and I still love it. So make sure The Year Without a Santa Claus is something you look at this year, because it's a cute movie and it's a good like classic movie. Next, a similar movie to that is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So this is like one of the beginning movies of the claymation Christmas movies, like how Saint Nick he turned into Santa Claus. So Santa Claus is Coming to Town. The film tells the story of how Santa Claus and several Claus related Christmas traditions came to be. So it's like basically giving a summary about Santa and how he came about. Saint Nick, Santa Claus how he came to be Santa Claus. So it's a claymation movie, and I think that it's a good one of the classics. There's a whole list of them. Like there's A Year Without a Santa Claus, there's Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, The Little Drummer Boy, Rudolph Shiny New Year. There's a bunch of claymation movies, and I love watching them. Like I love cartoons. I don't really care. Jack Frost. Like I love all those movies that just remind me of the good old days in the past. I love it. Okay, so next is a classic. I mean a Disney Channel classic, because I'm a Disney Channel girl. My number 4 is the Santa Claus. I'm over here looking at my list because I have a list. The Santa Claus. So Nick in the movie is a father. He is a lawyer, and he was taking care of his son. Him and his wife had divorced, and she got remarried, and they're co-parenting, and his son is coming to visit him for Christmas, and they hear something out on the roof, and lo and behold, it's Santa. And Nick goes outside to see like who's on his roof, scares Santa. He falls off the roof and disappears, but his coat is left. Nick puts on the coat, gets in the sleigh, the reindeer goes, and they just go all over, and they end up in the North Pole. So Nick doesn't know what's going on. He's like in disbelief, thinking he's dreaming, and he becomes Santa Claus, but he didn't know that if he put on the coat, he became Santa Claus. So he became Santa Claus. His hair started changing colors, he started gaining weight, and it was uncontrollable, and he became Santa. And at first he was in denial, he was like going crazy, losing everything, and then in the end he just came to terms with him being Santa, and that's the end of that. So number 3 is Snow Globe. So I love Snow Globe because it has one of my favorite actresses, Christina Milian, in there. Now I love her. She's so pretty to me. She's such a good actress, and she's just so lovable. So basically, Christina Milian in the movie is obsessed with Christmas, and she's not happy with her family, and she just wants like where she lives in New York to be more Christmassy and to have more joy and Christmas in her life. And one day she got this package, and it was a snow globe in it, and she shook it up, and she got transported to this she got transported inside the snow globe, but she thought she was dreaming. But she figured out that she wasn't dreaming, and she just kept transporting back and forth between reality and the snow globe, where in the snow globe it was Christmas all the time, and it was the Christmas she wanted, with the food she wanted, the traditions and everything. The people were just all about Christmas all the time, and she started like wanting to be there more than she wanted to be in her own reality. And a whole bunch of things happened, and basically the people from the snow globe started coming to her reality, and the snow globe broke, and she got stuck inside of it while it broke, and the people had to put it back together, and she had to like really be appreciative of what life she already had in order to get another package with the snow globe to go back to her house. So it's a whole thing. So it says, Snow Globe, a woman, Christina Milian, who longs to have a perfect Christmas, is given a magical snow globe that transports her to a land where every day is Christmas. Oh, and I also forgot about Santa Baby. I love Santa Baby too. I forgot about that movie. I haven't seen it in so long, so I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but I do love the movie Santa Baby too. Okay, so number 2, which also has Christina Milian in it, is this movie called Christmas Cupid. Now, Christmas Cupid, I love that movie. I'll watch it like all the time. Now, Christmas Cupid is about this girl. She has it all. She works hard. She's all about working and getting to the top and elevating and growing and getting to the top. And she always wants to upgrade the guys that she doesn't want to get close to, and if she finds something she doesn't like, she wants to upgrade to the next guy that might have something more that she likes. She's always about upgrading, and she never gives love a chance. So one day when she was working, she was a publicist, she had to the person that she was a publicist for, one of the big stars, she dies, and she has to she's visited by her in the night, and it's like it's like a Christmas caper. She's visited by 3 exes from her past. No, one from the past, one from the present, and one from the future. So if she can basically change her ways so she can get back, like she can become a better person and change her ways. Okay, a Hollywood PR executive discovers her most famous client has died unexpectedly. However, the dead celebrity comes back as a ghost and leads her on a trip through her past relationships to make her realize who her one true love is. So, a better, you know, summary than I did, but you get the point. I love that movie. And I'll watch it like every year because it has one of my favorite characters in it. Kristen Milian and Ashley Benson. I love Ashley Benson and everything. So, yeah. Okay, and my last movie is called Holiday in Handcuffs. Now, I have to watch this movie. Sometimes I watch it when it's not even the Christmas season because it's just so relatable. So, this girl has like a family that expects a lot of her. She wants to be an artist and she wants to follow her dreams and do what she wants to do, but her family wants her to do what they want her to do, which is the case. It happens a lot. And basically her family rents this cabin for the Christmas season, and she's supposed to finally be bringing home a boyfriend, trying to like give her parent, like prove her to her parents that she is like getting her life on track. And the boyfriend that's supposed to come home with her really only used her and lied to her and said he was coming home with her, but he never had plans to come home with her. So the day that they were gonna leave, he told her like, yeah, I'm not coming home with you, and she freaked out because things were like kind of like getting like falling into place a little bit. So instead of her going home alone, she gets this guy, holds him at gunpoint, gets him in her car and holds him hostage, takes him with her to her family, gave him a little rundown like, hey, you're gonna pretend to be my boyfriend while we have our like little Christmas thing, and then you can be set free. And it's his whole thing. And he was held hostage. They don't have phones and keys and stuff, so they're not able to leave until it's time for them to leave. And she was the keeper of everything. So they ended up falling in love with each other later on, crazily, and they fell for each other in a short period of time. The police came because he was supposed to be proposed to his girlfriend. He had got the phone and called his girlfriend and told her what was going on. They found out where they were. They arrested everybody except for the guy that was being held hostage, and eventually they were let out and everybody went their separate ways. And he was supposed to be getting married to his girlfriend, but he realized that he was in love with the girl that kidnapped him, and they ended up being together. And in the end, when at her art gallery, because her family was like kind of accepting her more now, accepting what she wanted to do, at the art, like the revealing of her art at the art gallery, he came and bought her pieces and kidnapped her and asked her to marry him, and they ended up being together. So very crazy movie, but I love that movie. So it's called Holiday in Handcuffs, and I just gave you the whole synopsis. Let's see what Google says. Holiday in Handcuffs summary. Okay, it says a struggling artist works as a waitress, loses her boyfriend, and flunks a job interview. Feeling like a failure and with the pressures of an intimate family Christmas approaching, she determines to bring home the perfect boyfriend, even if it's a federal offense. So yeah, really good movie. One of my favorite actresses, Melissa Joan Hart, is the main character, and Mario Lopez is also one of the main characters. He's the guy in the movie that she took home to her parents. So it's a really good movie, and you should definitely check it out. So those are all my favorite Christmas movies. Like I said, Santa Baby is also in there. Even though I already said what my 10 favorite movies were, Santa Baby is also in there because even though I haven't seen it in a long time, let's see. It says a business executive, Jenny McCarthy, returns to the North Pole to help her father, George Wendt, Santa Claus, prepare for Christmas. So that's a really good movie too. So I want to thank you for clicking on this video, and make sure you check out my favorite Christmas movies. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my description box below for all my socials, and come back tomorrow for another day of Vlogmas. Thank you guys. Talk to you later. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.